Every meaningful project, every transformation, every team initiative, every personal goal, they all share one thing in common. There's a messy middle. Seth Godin might have called it the dip. The beginning is exciting. You're launching something new. The end is congratulatory and even more exciting and satisfying. But the middle is where enthusiasm fades and clarity starts to blur. Progress feels like you're wading through wet cement. Today we're diving into this. One of the most misunderstood, underrated, and essential rules of above average team members. Stay constructive in the messy middle, because the middle is where average leaders crumble. This messy middle is not a sign that something's wrong. It's a sign that something real is still happening. Every project has a point where the novelty wears off, where obstacles multiply, team gets tired, the path forward might be foggy, the original plan no longer fits the current reality, and people start questioning whether the goal is really even worth it. That's not dysfunction. This is the natural physics of progress. Here's the tension. Most people interpret the messy middle as failure starting. They think this shouldn't be this hard, or we've made a mistake, or maybe this isn't the right direction. And because they misinterpret this middle section, you react in things that make it worse. You get negative and cynical and passive and rigid and defensive, and start getting louder about problems and quieter about solutions. The messy middle doesn't have to break teams. Let's keep going deeper. The messy middle triggers 3 psychological responses. First is the loss of certainty. We crave certainty. In the middle is ambiguous, and it feels like danger. Number 2 is loss of momentum. Early wins are gone, the finish line still isn't visible, and the brain interprets this as stagnation or being lost. And finally, loss of control. The plans shift, variables change, people feel unanchored. These 3 losses create emotional friction. And emotional friction creates unconstructive behavior. This is where emotional intelligence becomes a competitive advantage. Because staying constructive isn't about pretending that everything is fine. It's about managing your internal state so that you can contribute to the external solution. So what does constructive mean here? It means that you're adding clarity instead of confusion. You add solutions instead of noise. You add perspective instead of panic, and effort instead of excuses. Ask better questions and add energy that stabilizes the team. It's not easy. It is a discipline, and it's hardest to practice exactly when it matters most. In the messy middle, people fall into predictable traps. We're going to go over the big ones here and how to avoid them for you and your team. First, catastrophizing. This thing's falling apart. It's never going to work. We're doomed. Instead, try saying, what's the actual problem we're facing? And what is a next useful step? Number 2 is blame seeking. When things get messy, people look for someone to pin it on. The alternative, try shifting from who caused this to what do we need to do now? Number 3 is emotional dumping, because venting feels good. But venting without direction is just a drain on the whole team. Instead, try expressing concerns with intention. Say something like, what I'm noticing is, and what I think would help is, and then get their feedback. And then trap number 4, perfection paralysis. This one's really common in dentistry. People freeze because the path isn't clean. Alternatively, try taking an imperfect action, because progress beats precision every single time. Number 5, we retreat into silence. Some people just shut down, they disappear, they wait for clarity instead of helping to create it. The alternative? Stay engaged. Offer small contributions. Something's better than nothing. And finally, number 6, we over-index our problems. Problems become the entire conversation. You've probably been there where your team meetings with their nice agenda end up being bitch sessions about everything that's wrong. Alternatively, try balancing problem spotting with solution building. Don't just ignore problems, contextualize them. So now let's talk about a practical, repeatable system that you can use personally or with your team. First, zoom out before you react. This is tough. This requires a lot of emotional intelligence and awareness of what's going on because the messy middle distorts perspective. So before responding, ask, what's the bigger picture here? Is this a crisis or just discomfort? Is this a pattern or just a moment? Zooming out reduces emotional reactivity. Number 2, anchor to the mission or core values or vision. Something that you've agreed upon is a future-focused reason to be aligned. And you focus on this instead of the mood of the moment because moods fluctuate. Core values don't. Your vision usually doesn't. And your mission should be solid. So when things get messy, reconnect to why it matters, who it serves, what success looks like, and what's at stake if we quit. This is the antidote to middle messiness fatigue. Number 3, name the mess without amplifying it. Constructive leaders acknowledge reality without drama. So say things like, this part's tough, and that's normal. We're in the middle. This is where it gets real. Let's define our actual friction points. Name the mess. It helps to reduce the power of it. Number 4, shift from control to influence. You can't control the entire middle, but you can influence your section of it. So ask, what is within my control? And each team member should do the same thing. What can I improve today? Where can I add clarity or momentum? Number 5, micro wins. This might be related to yesterday. Momentum is medicine. A few examples. Clarify one decision, fix one bottleneck, improve one process, support a teammate, deliver a small win. Micro wins compound into breakthroughs. Next is making sure you have a culture that can handle the messy middle. Oftentimes, culture is revealed, and it's revealed in the tough times. You can create the culture you want. This comes from core values. But if you haven't established that, then when it gets messy and hard, you learn who will stay engaged, who collapses into negativity, who steps up, who steps back, who protects the mission and the core values, and who protects their ego, who collaborates and who isolates, who solves and who spirals. Navigate it together. Normalize it, talk about it, prepare for it, support each other through it, and we will merge stronger because of it. If you're leading a team, your job is not to eliminate the mess. It's not going to happen. Your job is to help reduce panic, increase clarity, maintain momentum, protect psychological safety, model constructive behavior, keep the core values and the mission visible. Make decisions when others freeze, absorb pressure without transmitting it, and translate chaos into next steps, no matter how small they are. It is emotional labor. You need to have some emotional intelligence skills. It's also strategic and relational, and this is where you build your own credibility. And now more about you, your own messy middle, because you have personal goals too. You're going to hit the messy middle on your own and not have teammates to fall back on, whether it's fitness or a skill development or career transitions, relationships, personal growth, emotional healing, or financial goals. The messy middle does not discriminate. So staying constructive in your own messy middle is your own self-leadership. So ask yourself, what story am I telling myself about this phase? Is that story helping or hurting? What would a constructive version of me do next? Your identity is shaped in this middle and how you respond. Just to reiterate, the messy middle is important. It's where creativity emerges, innovation happens, resilience is built, teams bond, leaders grow, strategies evolve, breakthroughs occur, characters tested, commitment is proven. Don't look at it like an obstacle. This is your arena where your leadership is forged. You can level up. So, what kind of person are you in the messy middle? Think about it. Think about a project, a goal, a relationship. Are you constructive or reactive? Are you feeding the mission or feeding the mess? And what can you do today to get one step closer to your finish line? Then take that action.